Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo Shakyamuni Buddha. Good morning, everyone. Today, let's continue to study this book, The Buddha Speaks. Right now, we are in the third part of this book. That is clarity. From previous talk, probably all of you already know that we wanted to establish a clear mind and how to think clearly, how to make a clear and a judgment and a right judgment, and how to understand things correctly as the way it is. So clarity actually related with a lot of function, a lot of practices. And today, before I read anything from this book, I wanted to raise a question. Why we cannot think clearly, and so many people are very intelligent. They are not foolish, they are not stupid, they are very intelligent. Why in certain situation this person cannot make clear understanding, make the right judgment, right understanding? So let's discuss this subject. Why we cannot think clearly sometimes and in the daily life. Yeah, even though we are smart, we are intelligent, but it's not guarantee us to think clearly, correctly. In my understanding, I feel there are some reasons for that. The first one is we are so mind about us. I mind myself too much. I wanted to protect myself. And I always worry about gaining or losing in my daily life. What I can gain, I'm afraid I may lose something. Okay. So actually, simply, this is a kind of attitude of a self-attachment. The more we attach to self, the more difficult we are going to make clear understanding, because this self-attachment is going to blind us, to see things clearly. And for example, when I meet people, and some people emphasize on this way. I am a famous person. Why don't you recognize me? I'm important. I'm special. Why don't you recognize me? Some people, they have this kind of feeling, we should recognize this person. At the same time, some people, they are very shy. Okay, I don't want to go out. I don't want to meet people. And don't put my name on the paper. Different kind of attitude. They all wanted to do something for himself or for herself. And also, please observe this. Whenever we have a meeting with others, how do you feel? In the meeting, you are always relaxed, always clear, or sometimes maybe we worry about certain kind of reaction from other people. So nowadays, I always mention this to friends. I said, actually, join a meeting, discuss certain subjects with others, and at the same time, we discover there are different opinions. That is a process of training yourself how to maintain a calm mental stage and a clear thinking and a kind attitude. Actually, it's kind of a training process. In the meeting, people are talking different opinions. And if people agree with me, I will be feeling okay. I'm happy, very enjoyable. Somehow, some people don't agree with us. How do you feel? And at the time, at the moment, observe yourself. What is your reaction? Can we still think clearly? Making right understanding and also good judgment. And that is the real experience that we can find in daily life. And also, when we do something, use something in everyday life, somehow automatically we get used to this kind of doing. And I feel this is my pen. Right now, I know it's not my pen, but somehow after I use this pen for 10 days or a month, suddenly I feel I own this pen. Don't touch my pen. Okay. So this is a kind of attitude sometimes we may have. How can we detach from certain kind of doing and be able to use the right attitude to deal with others? Don't be selfish. Don't be isolated. Don't be stingy. Actually, there are so many phenomena that we can search, we can go through and observe, see why we cannot think clearly from time to time in certain situation. And finally, when you serve a group, when you serve a temple like me, yes, I do have to be careful. Whenever we study something, we have a project. Whenever we have a program, and I don't want to think myself a lot in those preparation process. The less I think about myself, the better I will be making good judgment. And this is my feeling. If I attach to myself, thinking what I can gain, what I might lose, I'm in trouble. I cannot make a decision for Texas Buddhist Association. Okay, this is the first reason why we cannot think clearly. There's no clarity from time to time. Another reason is we are overly subjective, judgmental on daily experiences, on daily life, over objective, and making judgments based on how we see, how we feel. Actually, it's not directly related with the facts. The facts is still not like what you think. That means we see something with our eyes. We hear something with our ears. We feel that's true, that's the facts, but it's not. Somehow we don't care, we just make judgment. And we feel this is what I think, what I wanted to say. Actually, it's not the facts. That is a problem in all kinds of communities and between friends. I feel overly subjective, making judgments. That is a wrong attitude and causing so many problems, among people. Long time ago, maybe 25 years ago, a monk came from Taiwan. And during conversation, he shared a story with me. He said, long time ago, a few of them they're all monks. They left Kaohsiung city in the morning, all the way driving the car to north of Taiwan until they reach Yilan County. In those days, it took about 1 day drive, to go there, to reach the place. So when they arrived at the temple was closed. The gate was closed. And they figured out how to contact the temple. So they had to use public phone, make a phone call and call someone to open the gate. Finally, someone came out, opened the gate for them. But next day, a lay Buddhist family nearby, across the street, called the temple and called the abbot of the temple. Do you know, last night, a few monks from somewhere, they went to a shop, bought some meat wraps, 肉粽, and they should be vegetarian. But somehow, during the evening, late evening, they went to a shop to buy some 肉粽, a wrap with meat. Oh, the abbot was very uncomfortable to hear this news. Okay, so he asked the monk from Kaohsiung, "Did you go to the shop, bought meat wraps?" No. We didn't, buy anything from the shop. But somehow we asked the shop owner, gave us some change. So we have a bill. We want to make phone call, and so we need to have coins. That's why we went to the shop. We did not buy any food from the shop. So from this story, I wanted to say that even we see something in front of us, but we actually not understanding everything clearly, but somehow we make judgment. This kind of judgmental attitude should be corrected. We should go to the monk. Did you buy the food? Yeah, we have to make sure that they actually bought the food. Otherwise, we should not say this to the abbot. Okay. This overly subjective judgment, this attitude will cause trouble. Even myself, I felt a little uncomfortable. One day, a young lady called me. Venerable Hang Yi, my elder sister went to the temple yesterday. She said that when she met you, you didn't say hi to her. Oh, I said, no. I always say hi to your sister. I never, ignore your sister. I always welcome and say hi to her. Perhaps yesterday I was so busy, I didn't see your sister. I miss her. Somehow I feel my attitude is always say hi to someone around me. Okay, there is also another reason. The third reason is we attach to certain kind of a concept. This is artificial concept. We attach to certain numbers, and we feel we like those numbers because it's lucky number, and a certain number is not lucky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It doesn't mean lucky or unlucky, but somehow we make this decision. This lucky number, that is not. The first concept that I wanted to discuss is actually every time when we talk about something, okay, and we feel this is one thing I wanted to describe, okay, then we use this name to name this group, to name this phenomenon. For example, we say Texas. Is Texas good or bad? We cannot say. Texas. When we think about Texas, it's a big place. There are so many people in it. We should not say Texas is good or bad. When we talk about California, the same thing. So be careful. Every time when we talk about group of people, we should not say this name and make a conclusion, good or bad. It's not clear. It's not right. Okay. For example, when we talk about Myanmar, Burma, is good or bad? Yeah, it depends on what you talk about. Yeah, I always feel I love Burmese. They are very friendly and very humble, and I enjoy to be there. And of course, the army, what do you call it? The generals, they control the power. Yes, maybe we don't agree with that. Okay, but when we use the word, the name Myanmar, we should not give any kind of description that good or bad. Simply, it's not right. How about another another kind of a concepts we always use? I'm going to east. I'm going to west. Think about where is east, where is west, north and south, and big or small. Can you really show me what is big? We cannot actually materialize big or small. It's always compatible. Through comparison, we say this big, that is small. But there's no real big, real small. But as human beings, we use those artificial concepts all the time. But when you travel around the world, you always have to change your mind. We say this east, actually it's west in certain position. Okay, and when we say this north and south, because we draw a line over there. Without a line, how are you going to say that? Who made the line? We made the line. The earth did not have any lines at all. Okay, so be careful. Finally, I do want to mention those numbers, especially for Chinese. And a lady working in a bank, when I talked to her, she said, Venerable, working in a bank, people care about numbers. When they open an account, they have numbers. And some numbers, people are trying to get it. Certain numbers, nobody wants to have it. I said, what number they don't want it to have? They say 1, 4, 1, 4, 5, 8. 1,4,500. In Cantonese, 1,4,500. That means a very unlucky number. And I said, the number doesn't wrong. This is a 1,4,5,8. But people like to have 1,6,8. For Americans, you don't know the meaning of those numbers, some pronunciations. So it's difficult for you to know. But somehow, after people attach to those numbers, really it's going to make people cannot be freely to select numbers. When you buy the house, you wanted to avoid number 4. Only Buddhists can break this kind of limits. We have members. They bought a house. The number has 2 fourths, and 2/4 number. They say, we don't care. They are fine, actually. Okay. So this is a certain kind of phenomenon that we wanted to recognize. In America, perhaps, we have another different kind of tradition and a different kind of belief that people may attach to. Finally, when people get used to certain custom, certain tradition, or certain ritual, certain way of lifestyle, yes, we attach to those ways, those attitudes, those doings. Yeah. When I came to America, I try to show my respect to people in this way, but somehow slowly I have to learn how to shake hands with people. Shaking hands is very popular in America, okay? And a long time ago in Taiwan, most of the time, we join palms, to show respect to each other. Yeah. And also, one day, my neighbor hugged me. Oh, that was a breakthrough in my life. I never hugged people like this. And of course, I still have to mention, if you lay Buddhists, if anyone who goes to Thailand or Myanmar, yes, you don't hug monks, because this is their tradition. Still, maintaining this tradition until today. And also, even a hand gesture in certain society, this is okay. That's okay. But somehow many years ago, I read a news. President Nixon visited a country. After the speech, he showed this gesture, but somehow he never informed that it was not a good gesture in the country. So good or bad, it depends on the local custom, local tradition. Okay, and but in Buddhism, we always relate rituals, the customs, with the concept of the law of cause and effect. What we do, it doesn't matter what rituals, but we always wanted to emphasize on, is this ritual bring us the right understanding and accumulate, good deeds in life and purify ourselves. So whatever we do, it doesn't matter, but it's important to know according to the law of cause and effect. By doing this, it's good or not. Okay. If it's not good, then we have to eradicate. If it's good, then let's maintain. Continue. Finally, I wanted to read part of a paragraph from this book. But before I read this paragraph, I wanted to tell you a story. Because I don't want to read the first part, it's too long. And one day, Buddha went to Rajagiri city for alms in the morning. And in the early morning, not many people around there. But somehow he saw a young man, Singala, from a very big family. This young man wet himself. Then standing in the center of the street and bowing to 6 directions, east, and west, north and south, and up and down 6 directions. Buddha saw this young man do this ritual. He stood there, watched this young man for a while, let him finish it. Yeah. Then he talked to this young man. Young man, what's your name? Okay, I'm Singala. And while you are doing this in the morning, almost every morning, okay, it's non-stop. He said, because before my father passed away, he told me, he asked me, I'm the elder son, I should continue in this tradition in order to bring happiness, prosperity, or health to the family. So I follow my father's teaching. And the Buddha said, you are a good son, you are a good man. Yeah. And did your father explain the meaning why you bow to 6 directions? No, he did not. Okay. Buddha said, if you wish me to tell you the meaning of this ritual, then I can teach you. So let me read another part. This is from page 31. The sutra is Majjhima Nikaya. Buddha said, you do well, Singala, to honor your father and keep his instruction. And it's your duty to protect your home and your family. I don't find anything wrong in your performing your father's ritual. Let's learn this from Buddha. Buddha never say, Singala, you are foolish, you are superstitious. Never say this. Buddha actually skillfully talk to this young person. But I don't think you understand this ceremony. Okay, let me, as your spiritual father or teacher, explain the meaning to you. Buddha said, to guard your home by mysterious ceremonies is not enough. You must guard it by good deeds. With good deeds, you should turn to your parents in the East. East represents your parents. Okay, you should turn to your parents in the East. Your teachers in the South. Your wife and the children in the West. And your friends in the North. Above you, worship the spirits. In different sutra, it says that all monks and learn from those monks, pay respect to those monks, all religious monks. Over here it says worship the spirits. And below you, okay, honor all that serve you. Okay, that is the real protection your father wants you to have. And when you perform this ritual, you will be reminded of it. So Buddha put the meaning into 6 directions. Pay respect to those 6 directions because it represents your parents, your wife, your children, your friends, other relatives, your teacher, religious teacher, and also including your employees. How to establish good relationship with all those people? We have to have good deeds. Okay. Then Singala looked to the Buddha as his own father and said, I never knew what I was doing, but now I know. Then let me read another paragraph from Anguttara Nikaya. The brightly shining mind is never absent, but is colored by the thoughts and emotions that people put upon it. If you were to see the luminous freedom of this mind, you would cultivate it before any other, keeping it free from all attachments. Okay. Let me read it again. Okay. The brightly shining mind is never absent, but is colored by the thoughts and emotions that people put upon it. If you were to see the luminous freedom of this mind, you would cultivate before any other, keeping it free from all attachments. Thank you so much. Namo Buddha, Namo Dhamma, Namo Sangha. Namo Buddha, Namo Dhamma, Namo Sangha. Namo Buddha, Namo Dhamma, Namo Sangha.